Hi, friends. Happy Tuesday. It's chilly outside, but I'm super glad you're here with us. And I've got two really great books for us to look at today. This first one is called Sparky, and it is a wonderful book. Let's look at it. Oh, here's the opening pages. Sparky by Jenny Offlull. I wanted a pet. A bird or a bunny or a trained seal. My mother said no to the bird, no to the bunny, and no to the trained seal. I asked her every day for a month until she finally said, "You can have any pet you want as long as it doesn't need to be walked or bathed or fed." I made her promise. Then I went to see the school librarian, Miss Kinklebaum, who knows everything in the world, and she pointed me to the volume S of the Animal Encyclopedia. This is what I found. Sloth. Sloths have been known to sleep more than 16 hours a day. They sometimes hang upside down in trees, barely moving for long periods of time. They survive by eating leaves and drinking the dew that collects in them. It is said that sloths are the laziest animals in the world. That is a sloth right there. My sloth arrived by express mail. It was about the size of a medium dog with a flat nose and a monkey face. So a medium-sized dog. There's the sloth right there. My mother wasn't happy, but a promise is a promise, I said. Sparky, I decided, that will be your name. I took him outside to his tree. Sparky went right to sleep. I made a sign and put it under the tree, and it says, "Guard Sloth, enter at your own risk." That's the sloth right there. It was 2 days before I saw him awake. We played Kung Fu Fighter and I won. We played Statue and Sparky and I was very, very good. That weekend, Mary Potts came over to investigate. Let me show you what Mary Potts is like. This is a picture of her room. So there's Mary Potts right there. And the things on her wall say excellence and pessimism, best fire drill liner upper, most likely to choose closed mouth in lunchroom. So that's Mary's room right there. And she came over to visit the sloth. "I feel sorry for you," Mary said. "My cat can dance on her hind legs, and my parrot knows 20 words, including ice cream. Sparky knows tricks too," I told her, but she didn't believe me. The next day, I made a poster and nailed it to the tree outside Mary Potts's house, and it says, "Trained Sloth Extravaganza. Countless tricks to mystify you. Just 7 days away." All week we trained in secret. Sometimes Sparky slept through practice and I had to poke him awake. And sometimes he forgot what he was doing and we had to start over. Sometimes he took so long to fetch that I went inside and had dinner while I waited. I was starting to think the poster had been a mistake, but a promise is a promise. On the day of the trained sloth extravaganza, my mother set up lawn chairs. 3 people came to see the Sparky perform. My mother, Mary Potts, and Miss Edwin, the crossing guard. Miss Edwin approved of Sparky because he never ran into the street. "Do I look like a ringmaster?" I asked my mother. "You look very interesting," she told me. I put a little glitter on Sparky just before the curtain went up. I kept wishing I had written 2 tricks on the poster instead of countless tricks. Play dead, Sparky, I said, and he did. Roll over, I said, and he didn't. Speak, I commanded. We all waited and waited. Speak, I said. Sparky looked at me. The only thing you could hear was the wind in the trees. He has a very pretty coat, doesn't he? Miss Edwin said finally. You can't just invent a brand new pet like that, Mary told me. A pet no one's ever had. My mother came out with lemonade and cookies, but everyone said they had to be going. Sparky and I watched them. Then my mother made me put the chairs away. You're it, Sparky, I said, and for a long time he was. The end. That was a great book, and it was called Sparky. How interesting. Okay, let's set that aside. I've got another book for us to look at today, and it's called A Stone Set Still. Let's look at this. Oh, wow, look at the opening pages. A stone set still. This is the stone right there. And we're going to look at all the stuff that happens to this stone. A stone set still with the water, grass, and dirt, and it was as it was, where it was in the world. So there's the stone right there. We're going to look at this stone together. And the stone was dark. So you see, it's at night, and the stone is dark. And the stone was bright. See how the moon is shining up the stone? And the stone was loud. See a bird breaking a shell right there on the stone? And the stone was quiet. See the snake on the stone right there? And it sat where it sat, with the water, grass, and dirt. And it was what it was, where it was in the world. And the stone was rough, and the stone was smooth. See how it's rough right there? Then right over here, we see that it's smooth. A stone can be all of these things. And the stone was green, and it was red, and it was purple, and it was blue. See how it's changing colors? It's red with the leaves that fall on it. It's all of these things. And the stone was a pebble. See, next to the moose, the stone seems very small. And the stone was a hill. Okay, you see the insect right there? Next to the insect, the stone seems enormous. And the stone was a feel. And the stone was a smell. So you see the raccoons using their fingers. You see the coyote smelling the stone. And it sat where it sat, with the water, grass, and dirt. And it was what it was, where it was in the world. And the stone was wild, and the stone was a home. See how the stone can be all of these things? It's a home to the mice right there. And the stone was a kitchen. See how the seals are using the stone right there? And the stone was a throne. See, we see a wolf on top of it there. And the stone was a marker. You see how the birds are using it to tell their way? And it was a map, and it was a maze. And it was a danger, and a haven, and a story, and a stage. See, the stone is changing with the environment around it. And the stone was a blink, and the stone was an age. And the stone was an island, and the stone was a wave. Ooh, look at that. And the stone was a memory. See, the stone's underwater now, so everyone's just remembering that stone. And the stone was always. Have you ever known such a place? Where with water, grass, and dirt, a stone sits still in the world. There it is. The end. That was a great book, and it was called A Stone Set Still. I love that book. I hope you all have a great day today, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye, friends. See you later.